Hey guys, welcome. All right, so today you guys voted for why counting calories is not there we go. Why counting calories is not the best method for losing weight in peri and menopause. So there's several reasons, and it's all going to be good news. I think we're used to counting calories to lose weight because that's what we've been told. Calorie deficit, um, you know, feel the burn off more than you take in, and that sort of stuff. Now, if it worked, we would do it once and we would keep the weight off, right? But that's simply not the case. Most people who use this method gain the weight back, and especially at this age. And so I'm going to go into a little bit of why that is. So, first and foremost, two ways of doing it. You can either lower your calories lower and lower to try to lose weight, or we could eat for hormonal health, which raises the rate at which our body burns calories. One is not sustainable and not healthy, and one is very sustainable and healthy, and then you lose weight as a side effect. Some of the hormones at play, we've got our estrogen and progesterone, but we've got cortisol, stress hormone, we've got insulin, we've got thyroid. And so we want to make sure that we are fueling these hormones properly. When we do a calorie deficit model, that doesn't take into account the effect that those foods are having on our body. That's what we want to be paying attention to. So we want to eat for nourishment, not restriction. As an example, if you're counting really low calories, your body views that as a stressor, and our bodies are more susceptible to stress at this age. We have a decrease in estrogen and progesterone and an increase in cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So we're not as resilient. And so when we're really restricting food and restricting calories, our body's like, oh my gosh, that's stressful, which raises cortisol even further. So what we want to do is give our body what it needs to operate efficiently. And so as another example, you want to be eating enough carbs. Carbs, the glucose from carbs, fuels your thyroid. Like, you want your thyroid firing on all cylinders, right? You don't want to starve it. So it's like you're starving yourself all day and your body's just not working efficiently. Like, you're going to be exhausted. You're not going to lose any weight. You're not going to be able to stick to it. Now you've got a lowered metabolism. Then you go off of it. Then you gain back even more weight. Like, it's a vicious cycle. And so the thing we want to be paying attention to more is, what is the reaction that those foods are having within my body? So we want to be eating strategically. It doesn't mean restrictively, just strategically. So we want to make sure that we are having enough protein. That's going to help with blood sugar balance. We want to make sure we're having enough healthy fats, which is going to help with hormonal balance. Don't be afraid of healthy fats. And one thing that a lot of women don't get enough of is fiber. We want to make sure we're getting enough fiber because that's going to feed your gut microbiome, which is intricately tied with your hormonal system. So I'm going to give you another example. If you were just counting calories and you're just counting calories. So you're saying, I'm giving you like a scenario here, which might sound familiar to you. If you say, okay, I can only have 1,500 calories per day. I'm going to save the calories. So I'm going to skip breakfast. I'm going to do intermittent fasting because I heard that that's good. So I'm saving calories there. So I'm going to have now lunch, which, if you're not taking into account the reaction that food's having in your body, let's say you have some type of sandwich with a salad with a bunch of cream sauce on it or cheese, and you're just counting the calories of it. Well, that's a heavy meal, and if it's not having the proper balance of everything, it's going to shoot your blood sugar up, and then it's going to crash it right back down. So now you're going to be tired in the afternoon. You're going to be craving foods. So now you have food cravings. You're like, well, I'm counting calories, so I can only have this many calories. So then maybe you have some kind of processed protein bar because it's got high protein, but it's got a whole bunch of garbage in there that is going to mess with your gut health. That's going to affect your hormonal health. So now you're going into dinner and now you're really hungry because you didn't balance your blood sugar properly all day because you weren't taking into account the effect that food was having. You were just doing the calorie count. So now you get home from work and you are freaking starving. And so then you just kind of tend to overeat or eat the foods that are wrong for you. Then you're tired in the evening. Like, it's a whole cycle, right? So instead, stop counting the calories. They don't matter as much as the reaction the food is having. So instead, you want to be more strategic and balance your meals properly. So you want to first have a breakfast that's going to balance your blood sugar. The reason this is going to benefit you is because it's going to help your body be more efficient at using your food as fuel. It's going to help to get insulin, getting your food up into the cells and burn it off as energy. Then you're going to stay nice and full until mid-morning, till lunch. Then you're going to do another nice lunch. That's going to keep you going till dinner, and you're not going to be having cravings, and you're not going to be reaching for foods. Additionally, when your body's so stressed out, it's going to hold on to weight. It's going to increase the cortisol. It's going to give you food cravings. It's just a whole mess. And I find that the people that tend to say, oh, it's a calorie deficit, tend to be gym bros. Well, gym bros are not, 40, 50-year-old women dealing with the hormonal challenges of perimenopause and menopause. So a calorie is not just a calorie. Now, also when I say that, I don't mean calories. I don't like that word at all. But it doesn't mean that the amount of food doesn't matter and you can go off the rails and eat like gobs of food all day long. Obviously that doesn't matter. But when you eat it properly, the foods properly that are going to treat your hormones properly, you're not going to have those food cravings and you're not going to have that unnecessary hunger. So we're eating to balance our blood sugar. We're eating to make sure we're having a proper insulin response, so our food is being used efficiently as fuel, not being stored as fat. We're eating for hormonal balance, so we have steady energy level, so we have a good healthy thyroid functioning. So instead of restricting, think of what effect is this food going to have on my body. And I think a lot of women become scared of food at some point, especially if you are counting calories, because if you're not losing weight at 1,500 calories and you think, well, I must drop my calories lower, so then you drop them to 1,200, lose a little bit and you stay there, and then you're still not losing any. So you're like, my gosh, what, I have to drop them to 1,000 now to lose weight? And it's just a never ending cycle, and it's a cycle that doesn't win. So the good news is you don't need to drop your calories lower and lower to effectively lose weight. I mean, if you're eating 3,000-4,000 calories a day, then obviously, yeah. But you want to eat in a way that's going to keep your energy levels balanced. It's going to keep your thyroid functioning. It's going to keep your cortisol at bay, and it's going to additionally help with sleep, which helps with hunger hormones. It's a whole cycle, right? So it's more about the reaction the food is having in your body. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. I put together for you this week a guide to help you with the breakfast, because I know everybody's like, well, that's nice in theory, but how do I put a meal together? So I put together 3 very simple breakfast recipes. Breakfast is very important. Do not do intermittent fasting as a woman at this age. Start your day off right. And these breakfasts are dairy-free. They are the perfect amounts of proteins, fibers, and healthy fats. And this will start your day properly so that it can get you through to your lunch. So if you want this guide, comment below or send me a private DM with the word breakfast, and I will happily send those to you. But I know a little bit of it's a mindset too, right? Breaking out of the mindset, because this is what we've been told for years and dieting for years, a calorie deficit, count your calories and all this kind of BS. And it's just a lady in the early 1900s that wrote a book on calories and it took off. And even though it clearly doesn't work because everybody keeps gaining weight back, for some reason everybody keeps reverting back to it. And it really just comes down to having an understanding of the reactions foods have within your body as opposed to the calorie count of the food. Personally, I would rather raise the rate at which my body burns calories so I can eat enough that I have great energy and can live at my ideal weight every day without starving than dropping calories lower and lower and being miserable. So, and when you do that, it can drop your metabolic rate as well. So we don't want to do that. We want to strengthen our metabolic rate, which is very simple to do when you have the proper strategies in place. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. Any comments, leave them below. And of course, if you want the breakfast guide, just comment below or send me a DM with the word breakfast, and I will happily send that to you. Have a great day. Bye.